Let's take the time to have a look today at doors in the end wall. You can see I've got a relatively typical job here. It's a 2-bay job with 2 doors and they're not showing as fitting in that wall. Let's take a quick look at the framing. Now what we can see by this framing is that the door itself is attaching to the side of the end wall corner column, and then it's coming through and attaching to a jamb that is the same width as the girts. Now if the girts are a different width to the corner column flange, which almost inevitably they will be, bar a few occasions, then you're going to have a problem because the door's going to want to install on an angle almost. And so what we need to do is we need to get these door jambs and turn them into rotated mullions so that the width that the door is attaching to is equivalent to the same as the frame. So there's 2 ways of doing this in this particular job, and that's what we're going to look at today. So in effect, this might seem odd, but what we want to do is we want to add an extra bay. So on the building tab, we're going to go to end wall A and we're going to change that to 3 bays. And of course, what will happen is the doors that are currently in bay 1 and 2 will now get put on top of each other. What I'm going to do in this instance is I'm going to move that bay in bay 2, I'm going to move it to bay 3 and spread the doors out. And then what I'm going to do is come back to the bay spacing and I'm going to check bay fit wall and click OK. And what's going to happen is that the framing is going to adjust to suit that end wall. Now, if we have a look at the framing, you can see now that we've got 2 what appear to be very wide mullions. In fact, they're rotated jambs supporting the door and the end wall framework, and hence those doors now work. So you can see here I have a gap between the doors. It may be that I don't want a gap between the doors, so let's look at what we can do there. In that case, I'm actually going to put in 4 bays. So I'm going to come to my end wall and I'm going to add 4 bays. And of course my doors will be in bays 1 and 2, where I really want them in bay 2 and 3. So I'm going to remove the door from bay 1 to bay 3. And once they're moved, I'm then going to come back up and again, I'm going to check fit wall, bay fit wall. And I'll click OK and we'll wait for that to refresh. And what you'll see is this time the doors are nice and close together versus the previous model where the doors are further apart. Now there's a little bit of work in thinking about this, but it gives you a huge amount of flexibility. What I want to show you is also a 3-door end wall bay. So here is a particular job. Now you understand the theory behind what I've already told you. So what I'm going to show you is you can see this is 3 bays here. What I've done is I've made it a 5-bay building and I've put the doors in bays 2, 3 and 4, and you can see they now fit with a small gap between. Or I could put them in bays 1, 3 and 5 and they would also install with a wider gap between, depending on what your customer wants. It's very flexible. Just need to think it through and think about the thickness of the frame and how that will impact the doors. We're here to help, of course. Just reach out to support@actbuildingsystems.com. We're happy to do a screen share with you and go through this if that's what you need. We're here to make it easy, here to help. Thank you.